Good morning. On the road again, heading to Indian Lake. A couple more dock jobs to complete. Today's message, kind of a quick one, but it's about grief, loss, grief. Anytime you're going through the loss of a loved one, family member, friend, relationship could even be. Any kind of grief that you experience. So I heard this post or saw this post the other day, and basically what it said is grief is like glitter. When you have a party or things are good, everything's happy, it's like, glitter's everywhere. Glitter, you wake up, there's glitter in your hair, there's glitter on your pillow, glitter on the floor. And so in this correlation, you clean up the glitter as much as possible. And I think this correlates to going through something, the cleanup process, which is also the healing process, no matter what your loss is, what type of loss. I think when you go through the cleanup process, it's like vacuuming the rug, the couch, wherever the glitter is all over your place, you're cleaning up all the glitter. The next morning, you think you did a good job, and you might wake up and see a little piece of glitter on your pillow or in the sheets. Those are reminders. Those are little tidbits that keep that situation somewhat connected to you, or make you realize something about that situation. Again, still part of the healing process. And I can't say that it gets easier or better. It just gets different. It might be a month or two down the road in this process of grieving. You move a couch to clean the carpet behind it, and you find some more glitter. You move a box or a piece of furniture or something in your house, you move it, and oh my God, there's more glitter. And you start to realize that the process of grieving and going through something, again, whether it's loss of a loved one, family member, relationship, it could be just about anything that you're grieving. Pet, one of your pets who's a family member anyway. Always very difficult. So you keep finding little bits of glitter here and there throughout your house or your existence. And every time you find a piece of glitter, the hope is that one day, when you find those little pieces of glitter here and there, that you can actually smile and realize that you're moving through something. You'll never forget, you'll never get over it completely. I had a friend of mine lose her mom recently in the last several months, and this is what correlates, and I actually sent her that post, and I hope it helps, because she asked me one time, Carl, how does it get easier? Or when does it get easier? Or when will it stop? I said, you know what? It never will. I said, it really actually ties into this story about the glitter. And you're always going to have those memories. You're always going to have those feelings. The process of going through healing or the cleanup phase, I call it, is to do the best you can. Just get up every day and go do what you have to do. The person that you lost, or whatever it is that you're grieving the loss of, they would want you to go and do and be and not dwell, because I think the dwelling is what causes more problems for you, and it keeps you locked in a cycle of suffering. And I think once you'll know when you get through that phase. For some people, again, because someone asked me, when do you get over it? I said, you know what? It could be 2 months down the road. It could be a year. It could be 6 months. It's different for everybody. But one day you'll just be doing something, whether it's driving down the road or cleaning your house. It could be anything. You could just be doing some random activity, and all of a sudden it hits you. And I think that's the day that you finally put down the emotions and the feelings, and you let them go, knowing that situation you're grieving over is now in a better place. It's moved on, and it allows you to move on. So I guess my sum up here, or takeaway, is don't get hung up on it. Try not to. Try to move forward. It does take some time, but you'll get there eventually. And once you do, you'll know, because you'll have that final release. And I think that at that point, it does get better and easier, and your emotions become less obtrusive to you every day. So you have to take that time and go through the process. If you put it off by randomly staying busy with activities and trying to stay busy and distracted, you're only delaying the process, because it's got to happen anyway. So, for instance, if you lose, say, one of your parents, and you just keep yourself busy and you don't think about it, you try not to think about it, eventually you're going to have to go through the process, and it's going to hit you. And sometimes it manifests as physical issues. In other words, that stress or that grief that you're holding in, if you don't get the opportunity to release it, it's going to do something to your body, because your body is an amazing thing, and it sometimes takes that stress or grief or whatever you want to call it and internalizes it, and it could become an issue. It could become a medical issue. I've seen that happen before as well. When it comes to relationships, just jumping into another relationship before you actually deal with that loss, if it was a very deeper connected relationship, it's hard. Losing your partner is a big thing, and I think that it's hard for everybody to get through. But distractions and jumping into another relationship, I don't think is the answer. There's been that saying that to get over somebody, just get under somebody else. So and that does alleviate some of the pain initially, but it doesn't allow you to heal properly, because then all you're doing is taking yourself to that next relationship with the grief and with the suffering that you've been going through, and I think that it just comes back on by itself, and it affects you in that relationship. So I think it's best to try and release and let go. I think that's about the only thing I can say. So to sum up, you're going to go through it. Remember the glitter story. You're always going to find some. The hope is that one day, once you go through the healing process and you can heal yourself, that you can get to a better place mentally and emotionally. Thank you. I hope you have a great day. It's gorgeous out here. Sun's out. Temperatures are going to be in the 80s today. It's already 63. And we are on the Adirondack Northway here in the great Northeast. Love where we live. It's an amazing place. Have a great day. Love and light.